Hello guys, welcome to my channel. And so today's tutorial is going to be how to draft a straight dress as a beginner. It's very simple and easy, and so all that you have to do is to just sit back, relax, and then enjoy this video. You are going to know it as ABCD. Do you get it? And so please, if you are watching me and you have not subscribed, consider subscribing. Okay, like and share this video for me. And so what you're going to do is to get our measurements. We will need our bust, that is 42 divided by 4, and that is going to give us 10.5. Then also our hip, also divided into 4, that is 44 divided into 4, and that's 11. Then you have to get your shoulder to your bust, which is 11, shoulder to waist, which is 17. You are also going to get waist to hip, which is 9, your armhole, that is 18, and also back measurement, that is 16. That one you divide it into 2, making 8, and then that is 9. I just added shoulder to under bust, which is 15, but that one is not compulsory to add. We will explain while we move on. Okay, so what you are going to do is we are going to draft this, and the draft, we are not going to add any allowance to it. You are just going to draft it straight. And so when you place it on your fabric, you can add your allowance to it. And we are going to use the bigger part of your measurement to determine the width of the fabric or the width of the paper. And the bigger part is the hip, which is 44 divided into 4, 11. And so we are going to have 11, but I'll add 1 to it and make it 12. Do you get it? You also need the length of the dress, and the paper, the length is 40, so that's what you are going to use. We will fold it to 11, that is, we'll add 1 to it to make it 12, and 11 is a quarter of your your hip measurement, and we are going to cut it. We did not add any allowance to it. Do you get it? Okay, so we are placing all our lines on it. That is shoulder to bust, shoulder to hip, shoulder to under bust, and shoulder to waist. And so that is shoulder to bust, this is shoulder to under bust, and then the next thing is going to be shoulder to waist, and the other line is shoulder to hip, or your waist to hip. Do you get it? Okay, and so after this, the next thing we are going to do is to place our back measurement on it. The back is 16, and we divided it into 2, and that's going to be 8. Do you get it? And so the 8 we added, we didn't add anything to it, so that is 8 we've marked there. And the next thing is to measure your neck width. Do you get it? Neck width. Okay, and so we use the neck width of 4 inches, and then you are going to also measure neck deep. The front neck deep, we make it 6, we made it 6, and then back neck deep, we made it 3. And so we are making the same thing at the neck width side. Then we are going to draw a square. Yes, you are going to join those points, and then the next thing is to get your curve and then draw the neck shape. So what you are going to do is to put down armhole. The armhole is 18, so 18 divided by 2 is going to be 9, and that's what we are doing. So just place 9 there. And so with this, your hip, you divide it into 4, your bust, you divide it into 4, your waist into 4, by your back you divide it into 2. This one, you are coming down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. You see, our shoulder is not straight, so it has to slope a little, and so from there you join from the neck width to the shoulder slope, the 1 inch. And so we are drawing the neck shape for the back. We are using a round neck, and we did for the front. You can use any neck shape of your choice. Do you get it? So we are just labeling it back neck and then front neck. As a beginner, label it so that you don't get confused. Do you get it? Okay. Then we are also going to draw the armhole shape, very necessary. And then from the armhole shape, from where we came down by 1 inch, we are going to determine front armhole. And so you measure there what you get, that is 8, you divide it into 2, making 4. Then you go in by ½ inch, that is 0.5. Then you will join to the armhole to get a front armhole. So the first armhole we made is back armhole. Do you get it? And so what we are doing is front armhole because our front goes in and our back comes out a bit. And so if you do it this way, at the end of the day, you will not get any foldings at the front armhole. Do you get it? Okay, so we are labeling front armhole and then back armhole. Do you get it? If you don't know how to take measurement, I'm going to leave the link in the description box or the comment section for you to know how to take body measurement. So the next thing we are going to do is to mark our darts. Do you get it? And we said that dart we are using is 9, and so you divide it into 2, and that's going to be 4.5. And so that 4.5 is what you place it all through. Do you get it? Place it all through. You place 4.5 all through to the hip side. But when you get to the hip side, you have to come up 2 inches. Your dart is not supposed to be exactly at your hip side, and so we'll come up 2 inches and then we'll place the 4.5 there. That is 9 divided by 2, that is 4.5. And then we are going to join the points together. We're going to draw a straight line. Now we are also going to put a dart at the waistline and the underbust line. The waistline, we are going to make a dart of 1 inch, and so 1 inch, you are going to have 0.5 at both sides. So 0.5 here and 0.5 there. At the underbust line, we are going to have a dart of 1.5, and so it's going to be 0.75 at each side at the underbust line. Now with the underbust, it's not compulsory, but if you want your dress to lie flat on you and you don't want to have any foldings at the underbust, then you will need to place a dart there, 1.5. Then you divide it into 2, 0.75 at each side, 0.75 at each side. Hope you get it. Please, if you are watching me and you have still not subscribed, consider subscribing. Like and share this video also for me. So we are going to have another 0.75 there, and together is going to be 1.5. that is 1.5. And we are going to join from the bust to the underbust straight to the hip. And so we are using a curved ruler. You can use a straight ruler to do this. And so at the end of the day, this is how you are going to get it. If you decide not to determine the underbust, then you will get it, you will take that one out, and then you join it to the waist and then to the hip. Do you get it? So we are going to place our measurement on it. The bust is 42 divided into 2, and that's 10.5. So we'll place it there exactly. Then we go straight to the waistline. The waistline was also divided into 4. So the waist, you divide it into 4, and then you add the 1 inch we added at the dart line to it. Do you get it? And so the waist was 34, and so 34, you divide it into 4, then you add the 1 inch dart to it. Do you get it? And so we will get, at the end of the day, we are going to consider the 1.5 because of the underbust. Instead of adding 1 inch, you add 1.5 rather, and so you are going to get 10. When we divide the waist and then we add the 1.5, we'll get 10. So we are going to place the same 10 at the underbust area. Then we'll come to the hip side. The hip side too, we are going to divide it into 4, just as we saw on the measurement book, and so that's going to be 11 exactly. And then we are going to take the same 11 down, Now if you are making it a pencil dress, then instead of taking the same 11 down, you can reduce 2 inches from the 11 and make it 9. Do you get it? So 11. But if you want to make it pencil, then instead of 11, you will make it 9. So at this point, what you have to do is to measure our armhole and see if we get everything right. The armhole is going to be 9. It's 18 divided into 2, so that's going to be 9. But you will not just mark 9. You will have to add 1 inch to it, at least 1 inch to 8, and so that's going to give us 10. Do you get it? Or you can join from the bust straight to the armhole point. Do you get it? Exactly like this. And that'll be okay. And so at this point, what you do is to get a curve ruler or straight ruler, and then you join the point. So we are just cross-checking to see if everything is okay, and it's okay. If you place it on your fabric, you can decide to add more allowance to it. It all depends on you. Even on the paper, the armhole, instead of 1, you can add 2 inches to it, but you can exempt it because when you place it on your fabric, you are going to add extra allowance to it. So I added 1/2 inch also to it. Okay, so we are going to join the point together with our curve. Okay, so the down there you make it straight, so you see this is it. Okay, this is it. So what we are going to do is to cut everything out, but we'll first cut the neck side. We are going to cut the back neck. Do you get it? And then the armhole side, will cut the back armhole. I'm just talking about the darts. So with the back dart, what you have to do is we are going to place this on another paper to get the back dart. The difference is that the back dart is going to be higher than the front dart. Do you get it? Okay, so we'll cut the front armhole. We are going to cut the back armhole. Then we'll cut also the shoulder slope, and then we'll cut the back neck shape. Now with the neck shape, you can decide to have the front to be higher than the back, or the back to be higher than the front, or both front and back will be the same measurement. Do you get it? You can also use any neck shape that you want. And so when you cut it this way, and then you place it on your fabric, then you are going to add all the extra allowance that you need. What you do is your fabric, you fold it into 2, because this one is a quarter of your measurement. So to get the front or to get the back, you are going to fold the fabric into 2, place it on it, and then add all the extra allowances that you will need on it, mark it out, and then cut it. Do you get it? So we have placed it on a paper in order to cut the back and also get 2 back and front. Okay, so we are cutting everything. Now on the paper, we did not add zip allowance to the back one, but when you are doing it on your fabric, you can add 2 inches or 1 inch or 1.5 inch for back for zip allowance. Okay, so we just pinned the darts on the back one. The dart we have on the front one is exactly what we pinned, and the difference is that the back dart is higher than the front dart. And so usually the back dart, you can have like 2 or 3 inches added to, you can have like 2 or 3 inches subtracted from your shoulder to bust. And so this one, the shoulder to bust was 11. When you subtract 3 inches from it, it's going to be 8. And so you measure the back dart from shoulder to where the dart will start from. That is the first point, is going to be what? 8. And with the back dart, you don't need any under bust. You just need the shoulder there to where the back dart will start from, and that's 8. So we are going to make it 8. Do you get it? Or you can also make it deduct just 1 from it. So we made it 8. So you need from shoulder to where the dart will start from, shoulder to your waist and shoulder to the hip side. And this one we are placing 1 inch, so 0.5 on each side, 0.5 on each side, and then we are going to join it this way. Do you get it? Just the same way. And so when you place it on your fabric, then you add zip allowance at the edge there. You add zip allowance, either 2 inches, 1 inch. Yes, you add your zip allowance there where I showed my hands, and then you also add your extra allowance from the armhole side, waist, bust, hip to the down. You add your extra allowance, you draw it out, and then that'll be it. So now we are going to cut the front neck and then the front armhole. We are going to take it after working on the back. So we are going to cut that, and that will be it. I hope you understand. If you have any confusion, you can leave your comments there and I'll attend to you. And so this is it for tutorial on how to draft a straight dress as a beginner. Thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.